Hey guys, Sid from Sid's Trains here, and welcome to O-Scale Layout Update number 2. So the last time you guys saw the room, it was just a bare table with bare walls being prepped for paint. And here is what it looks like now. The room just looks fantastic. Look at this, guys. Look at this color. The room was so white before, it was just bare drywall, but now it's this nice blue color. As I said, it's this nice light blue color, but it's kind of toned down. It's not like a sky blue that's super vibrant. It's just toned down, and the nice LED lighting in here just makes it look even better. I'll give you a pan around the room here. And all the ceilings were painted white, but we kept the walls blue. This just looks amazing, guys, and we just recently got these shelves back up. They had been down, of course, for us to paint the room, but I, of course, put them back up. We did a lot more adjusting with the shelves this time, using washers and such to make sure that these shelves are straight and not humped or out of line in the connections here. Since this wall is so long, we have to use two sections. Two 6-foot sections, but yeah, these look really good now, and we're going to be putting trains back up in this video. That's what all these trains are. This isn't even everything. I want to be bringing more stuff in, and I can show you the other trains up here, or not the trains, there are other shelves that we put back up here. And then of course we're going to be adding another little a section of shelving here to finish this wall, and then possibly be putting some more here, and we'll be cutting the shelves at a 45 so they wrap around this corner. We also have all the switch plates put back on, and then I have this little switch plate here. It's shaped like a train, which is very cool, and this is for a light that is up here. I usually don't turn it on, and currently it just has a random LED in there. But yeah, it looks just amazing. It looks really good. And if you noticed over there, it looks like there's not paint. That's because there's a gap in between the table and the wall, and we put tape there so that when they were painting, paint wouldn't fall down in between the table and the wall. So we're going to come back with some more of the paint and touch it up. Plus there's going to be a sheet of Homosote on top of the table, so it'll be covered up some, but we'll definitely touch that up. And speaking of that, let me just talk about what's going to be going on with the table. Currently it is just MDF on top. We didn't use plywood, we decided to use MDF, but it does the same thing. It's our top layer for the table. The next thing is Homosote, of course. We're going to be using the Homosote for getting rid of all the sound, which if it sounds like it's really echoing in the room with me talking, it is, because there's not a lot of stuff in here right now, so the sound is just echoing a lot. But when I bring the trains back in and all the stuff, it'll not echo as much. But the next thing is Homosote. We're going to be putting Homosote on top of the table, and then of course be filling in all the gaps in between the Homosote and painting it probably a brown or tan color for the base coat, just to start. And as I go around and do scenery, I'll put down grass, gravel, whatever is needed in the scene. That's the next thing for the table, and of course from there comes the track plan, which we'll be talking about in a couple minutes. But yeah, we actually have a sheet of Homosote out of my garage that we'll be messing around with before we completely cover the table in Homosote. But yeah, I'm just gonna step back for another minute and just pan around the room to just give you a better look at everything. It's just, this color is just amazing, and the room is really bright. This color gives the room a really open feeling. It's not constricting. It just is a very good color for this room, and I'm glad that I picked this color. And I think it's going to be good for videos. When I add more scenery and stuff to the room, I feel like it'll fill in and be a good background. And the next thing, of course, is the trains. The shelves are empty, so let's go and put the trains on the shelves. So there we are. This shelf is full, and I filled it with pretty much all my recent uh, items that I've added, such as the 261 and the centipedes, and then some cars to go along with them, and then just some of my favorite engines like the Daylight, Crusader, the Warhorse set, my T1, and then a bunch of other stuff. And then off camera, I found some items to fill in the ends, such as these cabooses, the little Volkswagen there, another caboose, just some stuff to fill it in so that end of the shelf looks full. But this looks really good. The blue just looks amazing with the trains on the wall, and it doesn't take away from the trains. Colors that are really bright, in my opinion, take away from the colors of the trains. I personally don't like when people just paint the table a really bright green color that takes away from the trains themselves. This color is kind of toned down and I think complements the trains very well. And here we go again, guys. This set of shells is full of trains now. I got my S2, my Mohawk, some post-war trains, some diesel, some Century Club stuff, and two of my GG1s. So this looks really good. I decided to just use engines on the shells, no cars. And it looks really good. And as I said before, we're going to be extending the shells to the end of this wall and possibly on the other side of this wall, which will look very nice. And again, the color just looks really good. I like how it complements the trains, it doesn't take away from them, and it's going to really work well as a background. It might not show up as well on camera, but it really looks good in person, and I hope you guys are able to see that. So now that we've put trains back on the shelves and I've told you about what's going on with the table, and I've showed you just this amazing color in the room, let's go to my computer and check out the track plan I have going. So here we are on my computer, and what you're seeing in front of you is my layout track plan. Um, and the software that I'm using is the SCARM track software program. And if you're curious, I'll leave a link in the description to the SCARM website where you can check out the software. And if you want to get the free version to test it out, and then of course buy it if you want to. Um, I like the program. You have to get used to using it, of course, but once you are, it's very nice to use. And for the most part, if you're looking at this, the two main loops have stayed the same. It's the same. I have my two switches here. I have the spur that comes off over here. I have the reversing loop. But as you can see on the left side, there are some additions, and then in the back, there are some additions. Um, Starting out here, we have the turntable. This is going to be my 36-inch turntable. Currently, I'm just using some 36 track to simulate that. And then in the center, I have a straight piece that I can rotate if I'd like. And then this is just some whisker tracks coming off. This will likely be where the roundhouse is, and then I'll have some more whisker tracks coming off of it. But that's kind of what that is. And then I have these two tracks coming off of it that go to the main line. One comes off the reverse loop, the other one comes off the main line. And then next to it is what's going to be my diesel facility. I'm going to have these two tracks that are right next to each other. I'll probably custom build a concrete pad for the tracks to be kind of sitting down in, and then maybe a custom building to go along with that. And that's basically the engine facility. I'll talk about this more as I start to actually work on the table, have things going, but this is the rough idea. And the next big thing is it's hard to tell, but this outside loop is going through tunnels. That's why here it's kind of lighter than it is here. These are the tunnel portals. And then it's also elevated. So starting here, it rises up, and then here it starts descending, and then it comes out of the tunnel. There's a tunnel that starts here, comes out of a tunnel, goes across a bridge, back into a tunnel, keeps going down, comes out of the tunnel, keeps going down, and then is back to level here. And then we also have the bottom loop, or the bottom or the inner loop that is going to be below this. And right here I have a switch. The switch will go under the outside loop, wrap around, come out of a tunnel here, and then it will connect to the outside loop. So it's another another way to go from the inside to the outside, or the outside to the inside. See, I have one here, and then I have one with this long spur, which the spur can also work as a siding if I wanted to store trains. And something I'll do here is I'm going to put it into 3D mode, and here we go. If any of you saw the sneak peek on the community page, this is basically what it was. And if you see any weird things, like right here, there's a piece of track that looks like it's all lifted up.
None of this is final. I am just messing around, and some of the pieces aren't at the correct level. You can adjust the height of them, and obviously that one is at the wrong height. But yeah, you can see there's tunnels here, and a tunnel here. And I might possibly have this running in the tunnel, but I kind of like the look of this being outside of a tunnel. And do note the mountains are not going to look like this. It's going to be a mountain here and a mountain here, not all this weird kind of cliff-like thing. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of weird, but let me just zoom in here, and you can get the rough idea of what's going on. It really looks good in my opinion. I'm really excited to be working on this, and the two loops are gonna stay the same. And what will change is the engine facilities, and then possibly that spur that comes off and goes around here to connect to the outside loop. And the reason why that may change is because the grade that I need to go from here to here is going to be fairly steep. It's going to possibly be close to 4%, which is a lot. This grade over here is like, I think, just barely 3%, but this grade is going to be near 4%. I'm going to keep messing around with things and figure out if I can make that work so I can keep the spur. Um, Hopefully I can, but if I can't, what I'll do is get rid of that and just have this be a siding that comes off here, and then of course have the spur here, and possibly just add another set of switches that it goes like this, and then I'll have another set that goes like that, so that I can then have the two ways to go on and off each loop. So this is the rough idea, and let me go back to just the track plan here. So yeah, this is the rough idea. I'm really excited for what's going on, and I'm excited to actually be doing work on the layout. I was just running trains for so long and enjoying the collecting and running of trains, but I'm glad to start doing layout work and running trains on a so-called more complete layout. A layout is never complete, but it's always nice to just have a kind of set plan, the track plan to kind of be all set in stone, and then scenery work. So I'm really excited, and I'm glad I'm able to show all of you what I'm doing through YouTube. And I hope all you are excited because uh, it's really cool stuff. I know when I see YouTubers or train YouTubers showing off their layouts and the layout work, I get really excited. People like PGH Train Fanatic, I remember watching all of his videos on his layout through the years, and it's just amazing seeing layouts come together, and I'm really excited for mine. So this is the track plan, and stay tuned for more layout updates, because that's all I got for this one. In the next layout update, I hope to have some homosote down and maybe some track starting to be laid, and just showing what's kind of going on with things. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Comment below and tell others about the channel. I'm Sid, and I'll see you next time, guys.